Hey, hello, welcome back to my channel. Alright, let's get into it. I was not planning on making a video on this situation, to be honest, but I saw the video by the ActMan on the Quantum TV situation and I just needed to make something, okay? Because it was fucking bonkers, alright? That's the only excuse I have. I thought it was bonkers and I needed to make a video about it. So I am going off script just to give my unedited thoughts on it. And with unedited, I mean, like, they are going to be edited, but, like, to give you my unfiltered thoughts about the entire situation. So, in the saga, the great saga of Quantum TV, we were left wondering what will happen now that this man contacted somebody's mom to get a hold on to somebody that just was criticizing his actions. And to be honest, I didn't expect it to escalate any more from that, because it's already too bad. It's already unhinged and not the best situation to have this position where this one person contacted someone's mother. I think we all can agree that that is taking things too far. What I legitimately was not expecting was for YouTube to side with him and to say that he did not commit anything wrong. That is something that legitimately took me by surprise. I thought that with enough evidence, they will terminate his channel, because the evidence was a lot. It's not like there wasn't anything, there was a lot of evidence and people already compiled all of it. Different channels came together to talk about the situation. I made a video about it because I thought it was super insane that this was happening in YouTube as a platform, and like it seems like they just needed the evidence to terminate this guy's channel. I may be butchering a little bit the story. If you want to know like legitimately what happened and from the mouth of the person that had the worst experience with Quantum TV, the ActMan just uploaded a video about it. Really well made video. It's an hour, but it's super well researched and it shows all the points to such an extent that there is nothing else to be said. I will be doing that video at the service if I just was like consuming it and like crushing it, compiling it all down to like these little topics, you know? That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is to talk about the unfortunate implications that this brings to the table. I tend to be a pessimist, you know? That's like my life motto. It's that things will always get worse. Like, even if we try for things to not get worse, my life motto is things will get worse. But the other part of that is like things will get worse, but we will still live through it, you know? We will still move past it. But in a situation as sensitive as this, like in a situation where so many creators have already talked about this guy, for the platform itself to say that there is no wrongdoings made by this one person, it's really insane, and it just brings that pessimistic side of me. As much as I wish to like say that the ActMan's video it's going to cause a change, I am a person that's also very aware of the reality that brands do not care really about their creators. They only care about profits and to save a dime, right? And here's the unfortunate thing about the entire outcome of it. We're not even talking about like just one report or two. We were talking like dozens of creators. Ordinary Gamers, Griffin Gamer, Stop the Mofo, I think, Mischief, the ActMan, Moist Critical, a lot of creators, and a lot of them with big fan bases have come forward with this. As Mongol TV, like people are talking about it. That's the thing. Usually when things like this happen, they like tend to go down the rock. They happen and nobody talks enough about them to make them a thing. But in this case, that's not what happened. A lot of the public, and I mean a lot of the public, are like in favor of terminating the Quantum TV channel, you know? It's not even just like a call-out situation. It's not even cancel culture. It's because legitimately Quantum TV is making harmful content in this website. And again, it is all demonstrated in the ActMan's video. There is so much like information and evidence that this is happening. But once again, I am going back to this point, the pessimistic side of me, and that is that there's probably not going to happen anything from this point on. As much evidence and as hard of a work that the ActMan has made, and that all the people have compiled and made, despite all that, I really don't think YouTube is ever going to ban Quantum TV. I don't think they're going to terminate his channel, and I don't think he's going to even lose his platform, because it's inconvenient. YouTube as a brand really doesn't give a shit about the situations. They really don't give a shit about harassment, and they for sure do not give a shit about what people are doing in their platform. We have seen recently with a lot of videos how a lot of creators have scammed their fan bases with the NFT boom, which is a video on its own that I could make if I was a bit smarter, but I'm not. So we have seen a lot of creators downright scam people. We have seen creators abuse other people, and usually YouTube never moves a finger unless it's already affecting their income. At this point, I think the situation has gotten so out of their home turf that they either will ignore it completely or delete Quantum TV's channel. That's the only two outcomes that I can possibly see out of the situation. I was not here for the Leafy is here situation. I never even knew who Leafy was, to be honest. I didn't knew he existed. That's how much I didn't know about the situation. I didn't know Leafy existed. I didn't know he was harassing people the way he was harassing people. And I completely missed the actions that YouTube took against him. I just learned about him like half a year ago from a video from a Mexican creator. From the little information I have, they didn't ban Leafy is here until the existence of Leafy was hurting their income. You know, the big magnitudes of millions of dollars that they were receiving were being affected directly by this teenager. The other situation that was kinda like the Leafy is here situation was Alex Jones being banned from YouTube, right? But the other pattern that happened with that termination was, again, that YouTube didn't do anything until Alex Jones, he completely defamated the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting, right? But again, I need you to concentrate that information. There is a correlation between Leafy is here and Alex Jones, and I'm not saying like content-wise or like the way they express themselves, but in the numbers. Because if YouTube cares about anything that is demonstrated, is numbers. And the numbers that both Leafy is here and Alex Jones hold it were both really high. They were not small creators. The same can be said by the other big ban that happened, which was J Station. That one is more on the public eye because J Station completely make a fool out of himself. Again, I need you to focus on the things that are important in this case. Those are the numbers that these people hold it. They were not small creators. They were huge, okay? I think in his peak, J Station had I think he had around 500,000 subscribers, if I'm correct. If I'm not, well, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. He had around 1 million or 1.5 million from what I remember, right? That was J Station's numbers before he was terminated. For Leafy is here, his final count of subscribers, his final count was around 4.8 million subscribers, you know? It's not a small channel, you know? That's huge numbers. That is super competent in super competitive in YouTube. Those are huge views. He had millions of views per day. Just per day, he had 500,000 views. For Alex Jones, he had 2 million, alright? So we're talking about huge numbers by each creator. They were terminated because of that, not because of what they did. Because if what they were doing was happening and they didn't have the following, I assure you, YouTube would have not terminated their accounts. Because YouTube doesn't really care the content you're posting until it's affecting their image. You know, the image they have to sell to advertise advertisement people. The situation with Quantum TV, I feel that I don't want to be a pessimist, but I am pretty sure that nothing is going to happen on that front, because the numbers that Quantum TV holds are not big enough for YouTube to really care. They are small numbers in comparison to these creators. What is happening with Quantum TV is a small creator, because that's the reality. He's not a big creator. He's bigger than me for sure, but like, I'm just starting to make videos, but he's not like that big, and he seems to have been making videos since 4 years ago, which for his size, it's like not that big of a grow. The reality is that his content is based more on like outrage mixed with a kind of niche content spot, which is audio visuals, right? That's what he sells. He's like somebody that works with TVs and like sound. So that niche has keeping him like restrained to an extent, because not a lot of people, at least I didn't knew, but not a lot of people are going to be actively searching for him. To be honest, I actually think that his numbers increase because of the controversy. Okay, let me check. Subscribers, actually his subscribers have been going down. His views are tanking. He's tanking, absolutely. Right now he's super tanking. Oh my god. He looks like 5 million views. Holy shit, wait. This year he lost 5 million views entirely because of all this drama. Okay, so my point of him like recovering from this, though he did got a small boost. He was around 500k views on videos. That was his like not moderate, that was his norm. That was how much people were watching his videos. And now his views are a little bit up, going from 500k to like a million, half a million, million and a half, and like 700k before he was a no one. And now people are talking about him, which is the worst thing that could happen in this situation, because that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted people to start talking about him, right? That's why he makes inflammatory videos. He wants the attention, and the only way he seems to think he can get that attention is by making super inflammatory videos that are annoying. To begin with, they're annoying, not going to lie. I don't really know why you will be watching those videos, because they're just kind of trying to make you upset. So I really don't find like that much value to making outrage content. It's kind of redundant to me. Back when I was younger, maybe like I could have watched things that made me upset just because any emotion is an emotion. But nowadays, I think it's one of the laziest kinds of content that could exist. Making content just to upset others, it's dumb. It's not fun. I think the last person that kind of beat that dead horse was, ironically, the Nostalgia Critic with his The Wall review that was made to not really entertain, but like outrage a little bit, and he got also the attention, but also got like the backlash of it all. So making content that is on purpose to upset people is not a good strategy to keep YouTube views, okay? That is something that actually is demonstrated. No matter how much effort you put into making people upset, at the end of the day, they're just watching you for that. They're just watching you to get upset. And sooner or later, they will realize that it's not helping them, and they will absolutely jump the ship. They will abandon the ship, absolutely. So he is gaining a little bit of the controversy of all the shit he's doing, but it's going to be temporary. Back to the original point. The point I'm trying to make is that YouTube is not going to act in this situation. They will not gain money from deleting Quantum TV. Actually, that will be a negative for them, because they will be losing money. If they leave the channel up, it's still bringing up views. Like I show you, it's bringing from a million and a half lately to 700k. Or even before that, he had 500k views on each of his videos, which is insane. Those are big views, and that still brings money to them. Deleting Quantum TV's channel is not optimal for their income. You know, that's the point I'm trying to make. Morally, it's the correct thing to do. That's why every single person is trying to convince them to delete the channel. But in the financial stance, it's losing for them. They lose those views, they just get a stinker out of the people that could be upset about that. And even if people are celebrating that they deleted the channel, those celebrations don't bring more views, right? That's the thing. That's why I'm trying to say that I'm a little bit pessimistic in this like sense. I don't know, maybe it's because Pride Month started, or like maybe it's just because I'm a cynical person, but I'm pretty sure that YouTube is not going to make anything about the situation. No matter how many people like comes up front, this will only change when they start losing money. They don't make these bans just because the big bans that happen, the way that creators are not allowed back in the platform is not because they are against that morally. It's because the optics of what they're doing is costing them money. The longer they kept Leafy's here making videos, the more advertisement they will lose, because nobody wants to be in a platform that allows people to bully each other to the extent that Leafy took it. If they allowed Alex Jones to stay in the platform, they lose money, because no one wants to be in a platform where a known person is harassing school shooting victims to gain money. That is bad optics. That is how these corporations work. And it's a little bit like discouraging, because we like to think, like I said in my last video, we like to think we are supporting the good fight. We like to think that we're making a change, we're making things better for others, right? That is like an innate human nature thing for most of us. We want to know that the things we're doing are either correct or like morally correct, just morally right. We don't like to feel like we're doing something wrong. Corporations are not your friends, because they are not. No matter how much money you're making, they're not your friends. They will seem body with you every Pride, showing like LGBT colors and flags in their icons, but they don't give a shit. They will drop you in front of the bus the moment you stop being rentable for them. Like, I could make an entire video about rainbow capitalism, which is the practice of every June, every Pride Month from corporations to show the pride colors in their like schemes and their logos and their advertisement for 1 month. That is known as rainbow capitalism, because the only reason they are making it is because it's sellable. They get a profit. The same can be said about this. Cancellations never work because it's not profitable to cancel someone. Let's say somebody that absolutely deserves to be cancelled, if you could say that, is J.K. Rowling. And specifically her, because her actions are actually affecting the trans community, a community I'm part of, if my squeaky voice did not tell you that. Why does she still have a job? You know? Not a job as in like, I want her to be poor forever, but like a job in the sense that she still has a platform. She is still a writer and people are still making movies for her. Well, they were making movies because they canceled Fantastic Beasts because it sucked, you know? But why does she keep having that platform and that opportunity? Wouldn't like these corporations that seem to matter and care about the trans community or the gay community just like backtrack immediately from her the moment she got cancelled? Of course they wouldn't, because it's not profitable. She brings a lot of money to the table. She keeps bringing a lot of money to Warner Brothers. The tickets, the amount of tickets that they sell in those Harry Potter world rides and like scenes and people buying the merch is more important to them than it will ever be helping other people out. And the same can be said about YouTube. They don't really care about the creators. They will be your friends up front and then backstab you because it stops being profitable. And maybe I'm biting the hand that fits me, though I'm not being fed directly by them right now. But if I want to like keep having a like a momentum at any point. They find out that I've been talking shit about them, but that's the reality. I'm not here to say some bullshit that could help me in the future in situations that are proven to not be like going fairly. That's just how it is. Sometimes you need to choose your battles, and sometimes for me it's better to fight a battle that it's worth something other than just rolling back it and letting it slide, right? That's like my point of view in this situation. We as a community could bring every single piece of information and evidence about Quantum TV breaking the rules and the terms of service, and they will not move a finger about it. You could send them like footage of that person like committing said crimes, well, not crimes, but breaking the goddamn rules that they will enforce onto people that have bigger platforms, and they will not move a finger because they don't care, because the optics are still in the favor of leaving that channel. Leaving the channel up gives them money. He's still winning money, and every money that Quantum TV makes, it's also reflected on YouTube. Every scam, every person that sees his videos and like eats the shit he's saying, every single person that stays there and sticks there hearing his podcast, his goddamn awful podcast, because he doesn't even care about audio that much. He doesn't know how to record audio, and that's like very, very obvious in all his videos. But like every single person that stays there for the entirety of the video, even if it's just to find something incriminatory for him to be exposed, is still some views, and it's still watch time that they are gaining. It's still eyes on the ads they are running on the videos. It's all of those things combined. It is not profitable. It is not realistic for them financially to eliminate this channel. Just look at it. He keeps winning a lot of money. On the last couple days, he has made like more than $100. I'm not gonna lie and say 1,000, but like from 5 days ago to today, he has made around $300, and that's money that YouTube is also receiving. Yeah, I don't have that much faith in YouTube. I don't have any faith in corporations. As much as I want to make it big on the platform, it's not worth it to shut up about the things they're doing wrong, right? And I don't have any faith that they will do anything about the situation. They could be the only reason they will take out Quantum TV will be if he legitimately did something that make people, well, not people really, but advertisement people quit YouTube, right? That's the only thing they fear. They don't fear libel, they don't fear lying, they don't fear harassment, doxing, any of those things. They don't give a shit about that. The moment they start caring is when their advertisements are starting to flanker, you know? They are starting to consider their partnership with YouTube. That is the thing that scares them. I'm not going to say something insane like we should boycott YouTube until Quantum TV leaves, because that is virtually impossible. Even if people decide not to watch YouTube to protest this, it's not going to work because there's other countries. People in other countries don't know that this is happening. A lot of countries are outside the English speaking barrier, and they will still bring a lot of views and a lot of money. Boycotting YouTube is not really like a possibility at this point. People will break that picket line because most of the entertainment they see comes from YouTube. So there's not really a way to hold accountable the people that abuse copyright systems like Quantum TV. There is not really a way that they will like stop that from happening without losing money themselves. And if there's something they care about, it's not losing money. So despite everything we try, they're not going to terminate Quantum TV's channel until it stops being profitable. We could make a big stinker out of it and maybe bring the optics of it all, because they do care about the optics being as easy to sell. That's why they keep like shadow banning people or like hiding content. Specifically talking about Pride Month, they hide a lot of LGBT content because it's not good for advertisement. They can do all those things, but only when it comes to money. We could make the stinker, like say that we're going to make something about it, and that maybe will make them act or like reconsider their options, but it must be something like quite huge, and it has to be something that affects their optics to the point that our advertisement will start thinking, hey, this is kind of fucked up, maybe I should not be putting money on YouTube. But once again, I don't want to talk about the entire situation because I will make a huge disservice to the ActMan, who has actually put a lot of effort into making a video about the entire situation, because he went through the worst with Quantum TV. So I encourage you a lot to go watch that video. It's really good, it's really entertaining, and most important of all, it is the truth. It is something that can be provable and that has everything on its side. So you should watch that video, it's really good. I just wanted to update the situation because I felt like it will be a disservice if I didn't. I talked about it like a month ago, and it will be very like hypocritical of me if I didn't mention what is happening. So I wanted to make it a point about something that I think it's important to consider, and that is the ways YouTube actually don't care about the creators on the platform. But that's been all. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on on Twitch, where I do streams. I stream a lot of days. I cannot even give you a schedule because I stream so sporadically. I stream art, I stream games, we have a lot of fun. The other week we watched like an entire breakdown of like Morbius. It was super fun. We ended up talking about Elon Musk for some reason. I encourage you to join. So follow me on Twitch TV, at MonsterSack on Twitch, you know? This has been my unfiltered opinions on this matter, and I'll see you guys next time that I have a topic to talk about. So yeah.